Well, guilty of murder.
For we do know what comes next. Guilty of murder. This is Cody Thomas. The verdict is guilty of murder, the top charge against Karmelo Anthony.
Wow.
So
Wow.
wow. Yeah.
And he was always going to be found guilty. Imagine roles reversed. You think that if a black kid would have been stabbed by a white kid and they would have had a black jury, that he wasn't going to be found guilty of murder? Man, here's the thing. And we just going to be blunt about it. They already had their mind made up. The defense failed him. They failed him. The defense failed him. And the prosecution played a better game. It is what it is. I can't sit up here and captain pretend that I'm shocked. I'm not. Do I think he was guilty of murder? No. When they gave him the lesser manslaughter, I 100% was like, yeah, that seems like what he's going to get. But the issue of it is this. When force meets, a push is not paramount to a stabbing. It's just not. That's like me saying, and I tell people this all the time, if somebody punches you in the face, you can't automatically raise up and fire on them. You can't do that. The force has to be equal. And I know some people don't want to hear this, but I don't give a damn. It's the truth. He messed up. He made a bad decision, and that bad decision is going to cost him years of his life, if not years. So, man, it just is what it is, unfortunately. He made a bad choice, and bad choices have consequences. And the consequence is that he's going to prison. He's going to prison for a very long time. I think they probably give him like 15, 20 years. I don't see him getting life, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Youngin is, unfortunately, a victim of his impulsive behavior. That's as much as I can tell you. Did the jury get it wrong? According to law, technically, no. I know some of y'all don't want to hear it. I know. And some of y'all will get mad and angry and argue and all that shit. But according to law, technically, no. A push is not there. And there was not enough evidence that they had to say otherwise. The contrition, I think that's going to help him. If you don't know what contrition is, basically him being sorry after the fact and turning himself in immediately. All right, bro. That's good. And I think it helps him in the long run. But Karmelo Anthony, Brett, once they came in with a verdict in under 3 hours, that's never a good sign. Now, if it had been over 3 hours, like right there at that 3 hour range, it's never good. Let me put it that way. When it's about 2 hours or less, it's a positive. When it drags out days on end, it's a positive. When there's a lesser, meaning they haven't agreed on the first one, they'll agree on the second one. So that's what the stats show. But damn.
Right. Cody just said that they are going to be going into sentencing and that the jury will be deciding punishment. And it looks like they're preparing some witnesses to call. So a short break inside the courtroom, outside the courthouse. This is the scene as people react to the guilty verdict against Karmelo Anthony in McKinney, Texas. More of our continuing coverage.
It's definitely the QR code, or it's definitely the link in the description. It's definitely free cash. It's definitely Seti Nash. It's definitely Taco Tuesday, so we're going to put 5. See how you can play and win today. Get your Yaminery, you feel me, straight to your goddamn account, or, PayPal, Venmo, gift cards. However what you want it. It's yours. Free cash. Play today. Install the app on your phone real quick. Get the player and win. Let's get to the content. If he was in a state with truth in sentencing, he'd be looking at basically doing the whole 35, get out when he's 54 because he's 19 right now. He got lucky because what happens in Texas is if someone is receiving a 35-year sentence for murder, half the years of 35 is 17.5 years. 30 years is longer, so earliest parole eligibility would generally be 17 years is 6 months. So he's 19 years old. He'll be 36 and a half years old when first eligible for parole consideration. By the time he's eligible for parole or probation, it's not life. He'll get out. He'll be a good kid. He'll be an advocate. Hopefully he reach out to the Metcalf family. One thing that's been portrayed by the media, and I'm going to be fair, it's messed up, is that there were black kids with the Metcalf brothers. There was a thing that was said that they got suspended or whatever, but the coach had text the Metcalf brothers they can come up there and everything. And they were talking shit to him. From all reports that I read, Karmelo was sitting down there, like, yo, you got to bounce, which, like, who the hell are y'all? Y'all not school officials. I can't tell them to bounce. And it sucks. It sucks on both sides of the fence. There's one family who will never see their child again. It's not like they been punching on him and then boom, he plunged him with it. It's not like that, bro. From all accounts and purposes and intents, he just pushed him. Even if he roamed through him. Now, there is Texas law that says if the threat seems feasible, you could protect your life. But let's not pretend that all stories kind of count here. The account from some of those kids was, he said, hey, touch me and see what happens. And also like, shit, I'm gonna go for that. Oh, shit. We had to have conversations on both sides of de-escalation. Karmelo's lawyers failed the F out of him. The fact he didn't take the stand is somewhat insane to me. Because you should have. The defense should have called the brother. Then should have introduced those damn clips in the previous video. Bro, I'm not a goddamn lawyer, but shout out Mel. I keep stealing her tagline, man. Y'all go subscribe to it. I'm not a lawyer, but she is amazing. What an amazing person. Even I could have did better than that. But there's a rumor that the judge and the dad and all these people, they're all cool.
So many are wondering with the Karmelo Anthony trial, why didn't the state call Austin Metcalf's twin Hunter? And why didn't they call the father? The answer may surprise you. Prior to the trial, you may have heard that there were rumors that the twin boys were bullies. By not calling Hunter Metcalf to the stand, then you're unable to solicit evidence about how much of a bully these two boys really were. See, the boys were even suspended from school the week that Austin attacked Karmelo Anthony. Their own coach testified that he was surprised to see the boys at the game. He was allegedly surprised because they had been suspended from school that week. And when you're suspended from school, you're not supposed to be able to play in a sports game because the school doesn't want to reward bad behavior. By calling the dad to the stand or calling the surviving brother on cross-examination, they could be asked questions about the brother's history of fighting at school, carrying knives, carrying weapons, and getting in trouble. By not calling either of them, it prevented the jury from hearing any of that evidence. In addition, the defense fought and submitted motions to the court because they wanted to submit information to the jury to help establish why Karmelo's fear of Austin was reasonable by including some examples of Austin's history of violent behavior, and the judge blocked that too. So mark my words, when this is over, we will have access to some of those motions and the evidence that was precluded from the jury. But for those who were saying something just isn't adding up here, we're not getting all the evidence, you're darn right. What do you think? Do you think the jury should have been able to hear about the history that both Austin and Hunter Metcalf, both twin brothers, had as far as their violent behavior at schools or at school-related functions? I'm your legal bestie. Let me know in the comments below, and head to my YouTube channel, Girl Is That Legal, for full video breakdowns.
There's no way that whole entire video is true. I'm sorry. It's just not. But those who are pushing race understand everybody used race. The prosecution and the defense. They all did. We can get rid of the BS and all that. And part of this goes to a lot of people. Got to start voting. Got to start being jurors. Y'all think that when y'all go on that stand and y'all super honest, that the other people are super honest? I can bet you that they ain't. I think we can learn to be objective going up to be jurors. If I ever get called for jury duty, I'm going to be honest, the person that I was when I got called for jury duty is not the person that I am now. I promise you that. But society failed them kids. Texas failed those kids. The parents failed both of those kids. We think of white kids and white people as call the police. Why didn't they? Why didn't they say, hey, you got to bounce? All right, you don't want to bounce? We finna go get our coach. Karmelo. Hey, man, you got to bounce? Where does it say I had to leave? Not no put your hands on me and find out and all this shit. Young and packing a knife at school. Man, hold the hell on. Then the defense, there's all type of rumors of, hey, these kids were bullies and all this shit. Where's the school officials? Where's the public documentation? But one of the biggest failures of this case, if not the biggest failure of this case, is the judge. Because the public should have been in the courtroom. The public. You should have had cameras rolling. And they didn't. This case is a mess. It's sad. A young dude is gone. If we flip the dynamic, and I want all black people to pay attention to this, because I know this is, Sandy Dash, you and Sambo. Miss me with that shit. Once they dropped manslaughter, I thought, oh, he'll get manslaughter then. Shit. Sucks, but he's going to get manslaughter. But when they came back after 2.5 hours, like there's a weird stat. It's like 2 hours, it's good for the defense. After 2 hours, it's bad for the defense. Then when they go on past a day, they find a lesser charge. Them is just the stats. But black people, let's have this conversation. If this wasn't a predominantly black freaking county, and a white kid, a smaller white kid, got approached by two bigger black kids, and one black kid just pushed him, and the white kid stabbed him in the heart, we would have called them all type of assassins and shit and everything. But you know what? End of the day, they would have found him guilty of murder as well. Nothing about what he did, in my mind, says that he wasn't going to F around and freaking get charged with that. The more I started to hear the shit of the case, the more I started to think, well, I stopped putting out videos, bruh. Because I knew y'all was going to hate what I was going to say. And the fact of the matter is, it's nothing about what we heard constitutes self-defense, in my opinion. I get the Texas law if he said this and said that, but at the same damn time, bruh, a push does not constant. It's like, it's equal force. Whenever I have fun with people on the freaking internet and they talk about harming me and all that, I let them know, bro, you're going to hit me like, you're going to be beating the mess out of me. They really start playing, everybody wants Kung Fu fighting. It's going to be pee all down my legs, you know what I'm saying? Be farting. But I'll be free. With this, Is it over for the young man's life? No. He'll be out in shit 8.5 years, 8 years, 9 months. While another family will be honoring, celebrating the life of for the rest of their lives until it's all over. Both sides got to talk to each other. If not, we repeat the same cycle.